we're back with Christian Lang to talk a little bit more about gamer events. So, Christian, talk about the core beliefs of your company, what they are and what the corporate philosophy is.
Sure. So, first and foremost, our business is what's known as a business as mission model. So we are a faith-based company, and so we the main thing that we do is we try and reach different people groups with our services, and so we try to introduce people to Jesus specifically through our events, not so much overtly, but in how we operate as a company. And so with that, a big part of what we do is we work with various different nonprofit organizations. One of them specifically is near and dear to my heart, which is called the Timothy Initiative, which is a ministry that works with broken men coming out of addiction. And so we've been involved with Timothy Initiative. I have for over a decade now. And so a lot of our employees are people who either work in our office or some guys even come out to events with us. They are from that organization, and myself included. And so between that and another organization that we work with called the Just Initiative, which works with single mothers who are facing homelessness. I was a part of that ministry for a long time as well. And so to be able to mentor kids in that capacity and different things like that, that's always what we're striving to do. And then to bring awareness to substance use and abuse, along with different topics like self-harm and suicide awareness. Those are different things that we try to incorporate in our work.
And what's been the response from those organizations, you going in and helping them?
It's been nothing but gratitude, for sure. We're actually planning an event this month with the Just Initiative. They've got like a little camp that they do, and we're going to bring the game truck, and those kids are going to have an opportunity to experience that and to play some games for a couple of hours. And it's always really cool to see those kids have an opportunity to experience something that they otherwise might not be able to, whether it be because of financial means or something like that. But it does, to see the smiles on their faces is really what it boils down for us. It's really quite cool.
You mentioned that you're in Tampa, Florida, and you've got the gaming truck. Is this service only available in the Tampa area, or is there something that your business can do outside of the Tampa area?
So currently, we are just in the Tampa Bay area. We are looking to expand over the next 5 years. We're trying to build our business up to the point where we can franchise and we can go outside of Tampa Bay and be able to bring this business to other parts of the country, and maybe even one day different parts of the world. Who knows? So it'll be cool to see where we wind up in the next few years.
Absolutely. So what sets you apart from your competition, and do you even have competition? What would that be?
Sure. So there are a few different companies that offer similar services. We do try and stay as competitive as possible. Right now, we are the largest game truck in Tampa Bay. So ours is 32 feet long, like I said earlier. The next closest one, I think, is like 22 feet. So we can do bigger events. And we do also try and stay as up to date as possible on our gaming consoles, as well as our video game library. So I tell people when they call in, I said, we have over 200 games in our video game library. I have everything from Peppa Pig to Mortal Kombat, everything in between. And so we try and offer a little bit of everything for everybody. And so like we just picked up the new Madden game and the new NCAA football game, and those have been big hits at recent parties. So that's how we try and stay competitive in those arenas.
So, how does your company utilize technology and act as an innovator as first in its field, just by staying up to date with all the games?
Yeah, basically, yes. We also do have a partnership with GameStop. We do different events with them as well, community-based events to try and bring people in to have an experience again. So that's one way that we try and stay competitive, is to create unique partnerships with larger organizations like that, and to be able to partner and facilitate those events. So
it sounds like this is a business that you would have a lot of people looking at it going, I want to get into this too. Do you find that there are other people out there wanting to get into this business because they see how much, seriously, let's talk about it, it's fun, how much fun
Sure.
you are having?
Absolutely. We show up to parties all the time, and people are like, "Oh, how did you get into this business?" A lot of the same questions that you've been asking me today. And they're like, "Oh, how much does this cost and that cost and blah blah blah? And can I take pictures and all this stuff?" And I'm like, "Yeah, if you can replicate what we do, by all means, you're more than welcome to do it." But it is a challenging business. Obviously, a lot of it ebbs and flows with the market. And it's very seasonal. So back to school definitely has an effect on our revenues and different things like that. But there's a lot of technology, and there's a lot of bells and whistles and buttons and lights and different things that you have to learn. So it's like, if you really want to learn this business, you're more than welcome to join in. But it is challenging in its own right, for sure.
And I would think this is something that is not a typical 9-to-5 job. Am I correct?
Absolutely not. No. So people call in and they say, "How late can I go with my event?" And I tell them, I say, "I'll come and party with you until 2:00 in the morning. If you're willing to book an event and pay the booking fee, I'll come and party with you till 2:00 in the morning. I might sleep until 10:00 the next morning, but but that's the thing, is it doesn't feel like a job. Some days it does, and some days, just like with anything, you have to, kind of slog through it and kind of get through the day. But when you're out there and you're at an event, it's just really cool to sit back and kind of see it all unfold. There's a lot of back end work that's involved with this, updating and booking parties and this, that, and the other. But where the rubber really meets the road is at the events, and you can see the smiles on people's faces and see their reactions, and I can just kind of sit back and breathe. So at that point, it's not necessarily a job. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Ever while you're at an event, does somebody want to challenge you? I would think that would be a bad idea, because you're probably really good at all of these games.
All the time. So just like with any industry, chefs come home and they eat ramen noodles. Mechanics drive around in beat up vehicles, right? So when I come home, I want to put on some Netflix. So I'm not necessarily gaming consistently on my own time. So if those kids did challenge me, they would probably win. But but I can compete in a little bit of Call of Duty, for sure. That's definitely my go-to game.
So if folks want to find out more information about you and the business, where do they do that, Christian?
Yep. So they can call us. Phone number at 813-800-4267. That's GAMR if you're looking for a short acronym there. And then they can also visit us at gamerevents.com.
Christian, thanks so much for sharing your story today. We really appreciate it, and it's been a lot of fun this afternoon.
Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate you.